Hello, everyone, and welcome to Burn the Ship, the podcast that helps entrepreneurs go all in on their business, and we introduce them to professionals that can help them to do so. Today, we have a very special guest. Nigel, how you doing today?
Hi, doing well.
Good. Please introduce yourself and the name of your business.
Yeah, I'm Nigel. I'm with Kingfisher Cloud Consulting.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. And Nigel, we understand that time is one of our most valuable resources, so go ahead and jump into it and tell us a little bit about your journey.
Sure. So when I graduated in college back in 16, I always had the idea of I want to be able to make something of my own, a little business, something. And without really knowing what I wanted to go into, I graduated with an economics and an ecology degree, so I had truly no idea where I wanted to go.
I got you.
But ended up staying local and progressed through a series of different types of work.
Okay.
So I started out with insurance sales, lawn care, all the way up to banking software, and eventually transitioned into what I do today around in 2018, which is I'm a Salesforce person.
Salesforce. Okay. So you went to school that was locally here, or where did you go to school?
I graduated from UGA.
Okay,
go
awesome.
Dogs.
I got you. So you've enjoyed some success with your football program the past few years.
I'd say it's been a good series of seasons.
Okay, so you're originally from this area, or
I live near the Big Chicken. So
okay.
For
so
those who are local to the Atlanta region.
Local to the Marietta area, not too off Cobb Parkway down there. But okay, so you went to school and then you came back. You weren't really sure what you were going to do. What did you do first? Did you get into lawn care first, or what did you do?
Honestly, I jumped right into sales and found that it wasn't really my style.
Okay.
At least not the way I learned it. Definitely a learned skill.
Yes.
As I've come back around to it. More on that later.
Oh yeah.
But then as I exited that, I ended up picking part-time work with a great guy, Chris. He and I just did lawns. I was thinking, how can I scale his business? I ended up doing some of his marketing.
Okay.
Ended up getting to a point where I was able to handle a crew of my own. And then I got a call from a relatively, not local, but a group in Johns Creek. They were like, hey, we need someone to do a BA role, a business analyst role for our company. I was like, I'll give it a shot. Why not?
Okay.
And then transitioned into that. And then somewhere around 2018, the VP of sales decided, hey, our CRM, customer relationship management tool, is kind of bad. It doesn't have good data. None of our salespeople trust it. So we're going to go cut out this, go to Salesforce. Salesforce being the largest CRM in the world. So with that, he looked around and was like, who knows Salesforce?
Right.
Blank stares. Nobody knows.
Okay.
So I raised my hand. I'm like, I'm good with systems. Why not? I'll check it out.
Okay.
And then over the course of 2 years, I took it over, evolved it, built my skill set. Salesforce has a great learning platform to be able to grow your own skills and answer questions that are kind of complex.
So you were a business analyst, and then you were asked to put on a new task. Learn that for a little bit of time. Now, in most cases, some sort of event happens that makes business owners burn their ship and go all in on your business, because it seemed like things were coming along okay. What event was that happened that made you say, you know what, I'm going to get out here and start my own business?
Great question. So it was actually a couple of years ago when the return to office policy started coming back into effect. Due to the pandemic, we were asked to be at home, and since I worked from a computer with teams in India, the UK, and South America, like, it didn't matter where I sat to do my job. And then when they start saying, no, we need you back for reasons, their reasons were just not good enough. And at that point, I felt my skill set was good enough to help other people of similar industries, similar sizes, people who didn't really know Salesforce and didn't have the time or need to have the time to develop that skill.
Okay, so now we've burnt our ship. We went all into our business. Tell us a little bit about Kingfisher and what it is that you're actually doing and how you're helping these business owners.
Sure. So Kingfisher Cloud Consulting is a boutique CRM management professional services team. all that I do, I specialize in Salesforce specifically, though really any CRM tool is within the wheelhouse.
Okay. And with that, you are doing the implementation. Let's just say that I am a business owner and now I'm to the point where I need to do something with my data. What does an engagement look like, and what are those services that you're providing if I bring you on?
Sure. So first general assessment is understanding budget, because each CRM has their own pricing schedule, and also what you're trying to get out of it. So if some people are just trying to track the leads, may recommend something like a Monday.com or something similar. But if we're looking at maybe having an all-in-one tool that can encompass maybe being able to keep track of your HR platform, your outbound, your inbound, tracking your sales team, and also offering customer support, it's becoming a more robust system, and you'll want someone like myself who's specialized in addressing these kinds of concerns.
Okay. So it's kind of like you're holding my hand throughout the implementation of this particular process.
Of course.
Okay. Now, let's, as I am trying to help to build a framework of some of the entrepreneurs that are watching the show so they can have a clear picture of what it is that you do you mind sharing with us one of your more recent engagements and how that went from introduction to what you provided for that particular client?
Sure. So not only do I help people build out a net new org, but I also help after an org has been established, because not all people are created equal when making their orgs, and some people, they will self-do it and then maybe down the line have some issues in implementation after the fact because something wasn't quite built right or wasn't thought through, or perhaps the functionality was able to change. Salesforce is constantly evolving with their particular software.
Okay.
So what I've done recently was I worked with a law firm who they've had an org for about 8 years. So you've got technical debt, you've got people who have come in trying to make it a specific way, and then beyond the technology changes, they also may not have built it correctly. So what I've gone in and looked at their data structure, I've analyzed their automation just to see, for instance, if a lead comes in, is it getting auto-assigned to the right person? When someone is trying to ask a question on a support site, is it getting routed to a customer support rep properly? So what I do is I just make sure that, or what I did was I made sure that the automation was pointing to the right direction. I cleaned it up so that it didn't hit some, we'll call it timeout issues. Because there's some tech issues that could happen that prevent what you want happening from happening. So I'm able to, having had the foresight to see it and do it and experience it myself, be able to build it out so it doesn't happen.
Okay. So you're helping with automation. Like, it sounds like when you're helping them set up getting the leads, or when they get the leads, it doing something instead of just sit there.
Yeah. Like if, for instance, someone hits my website and they say, hey, I'd love to schedule some time with you, I can have it route out to one of my reps to say, all right, you need to hit this in the next, hour. So it'll send an email notification to the rep, or even just ping them on a phone. And on top of that, we can send a notification to the consumer saying, hey, thanks for coming out to the website, this person's name here. We can have pre-filled information, and some of the cool add-ons that Salesforce offers is AI. So I'm certain that has been quite the topic lately.
It is. We have had that discussion at this table a bunch with a lot of different business owners and how they're starting to incorporate that into things. I definitely appreciate you sharing some of those services. I know it's not just one set service. It sounds like you have a great discovery call with the business owner, find out what it is, and you're able to fill the gap. So I know we probably can go all day listing off every single thing that you could do. But as we talk about that, share with us what your ideal client looks like, so that people that are watching, if they hear it, say, oh, okay, I know that person and I can refer them over to Nigel. So tell us what an ideal client looks like for you.
So for me, an ideal client is someone either looking to have Salesforce or already has a Salesforce org, specifically for me, and they have somewhere between 5 and 50 users. That's the sweet spot for me, in the sense that usually the main person that's doing the CRM is the business owner. And frankly, their time is better spent building the business.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Seems like you are constantly putting processes in place to make it easier for the business to flow. So if a business owner is getting clogged up, they don't know what to do with their data, they have no clue. They're a great widget maker, but they don't know how to actually let the business flow.
Right.
Seems like you're coming in place there. Now, we also try to find not just that ideal client, because of course we want to get you to that end user that's going to get you the revenue that you need, but there are also business referral partners. Like for us in our business, like CPAs, web developers, software developers are great because they send us over opportunities. Who would you say would be a good referral partner for yourself?
So for me specifically, developers are always a good choice, especially those that are well-versed and involved with, say, integrations, because typically they may get involved tangentially to Salesforce because Salesforce offers API callouts. You can tag the data, pull it, and grab it and put it into, say, a cool display on your website or something like that. But at the end of the day, the single source of truth is on Salesforce. So people working with that org, maybe tangentially or directly involved, that would be the type of person that I'd be happy to refer.
Yeah. So anyone that is in that Salesforce space, in any realm of it, that will be a great referral partner for you to send you over those opportunities. And I definitely appreciate you sharing that, because we always want our guests to be able to let people know what it is that they're doing and how they're helping. Now, another way that we always ask our guests to help is to share some of those business skills that they've acquired. So you've been to school not too long ago. You dumped into a couple different business entities, from the sales to the lawn care, even to the analyst. And I'm confident that you have acquired and nurtured some skills that have helped your business. Do you mind sharing with us some of those skills that an entrepreneur watching the show today can add to their bag?
I was going to say probably the biggest habit that I've got was I've dedicated an hour a day to learning something. So whether it's a new skill, whether it is increasing my ability to communicate with clients, with stakeholders, being able to understand requirements, or simply finding out new functionality to better enhance my customers.
Okay. So it's just continuous education.
Absolutely.
Is what you found. I guess in your industry, you have to, because things are constantly changing. Those developers are adding things to Salesforce. I'm sure it's humongous. So, as you have gone through what you do, what do you think as far as with Kingfisher, where do you want it to be in the future? I know you're helping. Do you want it to be this huge organization? You want to keep it boutique style? What does the future of Kingfisher look like for you?
At least for the short term, and short term meaning the next 5-ish years, I'm looking to retain it in the boutique arena. I know that there are larger players out there that definitely have that larger capacity of pulling in extreme specialists, but they do have to target larger corporations because of the roster that they hold. Okay. And for you, do you try to keep your clients local, or they're all over the country? How do you handle that? I've been keeping it within the U.S., but I've got clients out in California, some in the Atlanta area, so it just kind of depends.
Okay. Well, I definitely appreciate you sharing about the business, your journey, some of those skills that you've acquired. And in this segment, we always like to let people know that Nigel is an actual human, guys. He's just not a Salesforce machine over here. Now, let's just say that you have gotten those numbers where you want, the amount of clients that you want, and let's just say money and time are not an issue at all. What is it that Nigel would do with his time if he had more on his plate?
If I had all the time and money in the world, I'd go to space. But that's a complete...
How far would you go out? Just on that top little layer? Or are we going to Mars, or we're trying to go to Andromeda?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far given the whole time and money thing.
Okay.
Pie in the sky there.
Okay. Now, I think if I had the option, I would go to whatever that world is where the avatars are. You know what I'm talking about? That seems like a great place out there, outside of the 9-10 foot tall avatars, people that are trying to kill us.
I think James Cameron could agree with that.
Yes. Well, we definitely appreciate you sharing that. We know that it's always difficult for people to let us see those layers of the onion. So we appreciate you sharing about your business, the skills, and even some of the fun things that you would do. If someone that is watching the show today had additional questions for you as far as for those Salesforce skills, if they want to talk about some of those different things that you shared, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you so they can try to set up an assignment?
So probably the best route is you can ping me on LinkedIn.
Okay.
I'm there pretty active, but I also have a website you can reach at kingfishercloudconsulting.com.
Okay. Is it like contact form on there, or you want them
There
to
is.
call you or just email you?
Yeah, email's just as well. It's nigel.long@kingfishercloudconsulting.com. Bit of a mouthful, so feel free to hit me on LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah. We'll make sure to definitely put all of those things inside of the links on the show. That way people can click on them and get over to you. And like I said, we definitely appreciate you coming in, sharing. We know that it's not always easy to do that. And what we want to do and what we always do is honor our guests by giving them the last word. So please look over at your camera and tell the people something good.
I was going to say I can leave off with a quote that I enjoyed hearing. So you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems.
Okay.
I believe that was from Good to Great.
Okay. That is true, because inside of that, if you don't have the processes in place, you can be a great whatever it is. I say that all the time, especially when I'm working with my contractors, those blue collar guys, chucking the trucks. They're going to be great at whatever it is they do, and they work in the business all the time, but they don't work on the business. So definitely appreciate you coming on to highlight that. And thanks for coming on the show today, man. We truly do appreciate you sharing.
Super happy to be here.
Excellent. And to everyone that is watching today, be kind and thanks.